What's up, y'all? I'm back again with another episode of Who's the Artist? Well, today I had to get a little fly, put on my fur, get my spectacles right, get my big truck jewelry right to talk about this artist. Now, when I give out the clues, if you know hip hop, you know anything, you're going to know exactly who this person is. But for the casual fan, you may not know who this is. So let's see if you can play along with me and have some fun. This artist was born in London, England in 1965. But his parents are originally from Kingston, Jamaica. There, he dealt with a lot of, I guess you could call it racism, felt like an outsider and bullied because his folks were from Kingston, Jamaica. When he was 11 years old, he moved to the Bronx. And as a kid, he a piece of glass that permanently scarred him for life. In high school, he became good friends with another fellow rapper by the name, and they went on to form this dope hip hop group called. And while they were out performing at a local show, one of the judges, who went on to become very famous himself by the name of, thought he was a talent and brought him over to his crew called. Now, when he was a part of that, that new crew, they worked on a few songs together. And two of those songs went on to become hip hop classics. One is, the other is. Now, both of those songs went on to have critical acclaim, success. And because of that success, he was able to get a recording contract with the record label of none other than Recordings. And that was around 1986 when he was signed. And the problem, he went on to start recording the album in 86, but he didn't drop the album to 88 because, one, he had issues with the production. He didn't like the production that was going on there. And as an artist, he always wanted to cultivate and hone his craft and keep it his. So he was MIA a lot of times, and they were out looking for him, couldn't find him nowhere. But finally, he hooked up with none other than Mr. And they together put his album together. Finally, he had a collection of songs, brought them to the label, and debuted his album in November 1988. Immediately, when the album dropped, it was the hottest thing on the streets. I'm telling you, like every car, every truck, everybody was banging this album. Now, as a kid, I loved him as an artist because of his ability to tell dope stories and things of that nature. And if you haven't figured it out who I was talking about, I'm talking about none other than MC Ricky D, aka Slick Rick. Slick Rick was blinded in one eye by a piece of broken glass. He went to school with none other than Mr. Dana Dane, and they formed the Kango Crew. And that judge that saw him performing was none other than Mr. Dougie Fresh, who brought him over to the Get Fresh crew. If you go and research on YouTube, you can find some Soul Train footage of them singing the two hits they had, The Show and Lottie Dottie. Because of that fame, he was able to go on and, get his record deal and put out the Great Adventures of Slick Rick, which is a hip hop classic album. Some of the notable tracks on there is Mona Lisa. That's one of my favorite. And this forever standout children's story. Everybody has sampled Slick Rick from Lottie Dottie to Children's Story. So I didn't know if I heard when I was doing my research, I heard some crazy stuff about how him and Big Daddy Kane had beef or had almost guns was drawn over who was gonna headline the show, like who was gonna go on last. You know what I mean? Who was gonna go on before each other. And Big Daddy Kane, they were both out at the same time, 88. And the Big Daddy Kane was wanting to close, and I guess Slick wanted to close, and you know, Slick pulled out two jammies, you know what I mean? And they start fisticuffs. You know, needless to say, these two men are friends today, but you know, just shows you how competitive they were back in the day. So that album, The Great Adventures of Slick Rick, is a classic. And thanks for listening and sticking around and guessing and trying to figure out who the artist was. If you don't know who Slick Rick is, go back and go check out his music. He got some new album called Victory that just dropped, which is pretty good. So shout out to Slick Rick. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, right? Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're not following me on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, all that, go do all that too. All right. I go by the name Andre Lamont Floyd. It's that simple. Across all platforms, it's Andre Lamont Floyd. All right. So until next time, peace.